So whenever we recognize and witness that we're stuck in a fear-based story, or we are replaying or repurposing a fear-based story and recycling that story and engaging our friends in that story and putting that story out into the world or overthinking that story, that is a sure sign that we are relying on our own strength.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
What's up? I'm Gabby Bernstein. Welcome to my channel. I'm a #1 New York Times bestselling author and motivational speaker. And today I have a mashup of live talk clips of Gabby Live for over 2 decades now. And these clips each share profound principles for surrender and letting go. If you're someone who's strangling your desires or trying to force an outcome, this video is for you. And if you enjoy this video, hit that like button below, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel for more. Do not miss this video. If you're someone holding on tightly, this is for you. Enjoy this mashup.
The secret to prayer is to forget what you think you need. And so what happens a lot is when we want something so badly, we get so attached to the outcome and we get so attached to what we think we need. And that attachment and that obsession and that constant, I'm manifesting is the opposite of manifesting, because ultimately what we're doing is bringing more attention to the fact that we don't have it yet. And so I really want to give you the opportunity to give yourself permission to accept that good things can come to you easily. And I want you to make this your mantra. I am worthy of feeling good. I'm worthy of feeling good. I'm worthy of feeling good. And so in those moments when you think you're obsessing, remind yourself that you're worthy of feeling good and reach for the good feeling emotion, and know that the good feeling emotion that we just escalated in this room is how we manifest.
When we decide to see those difficult moments in our life with that vision of belief and hope and faith that there could be something better, that's when everything opens up. That's when invisible doors open for us. That's when the universe starts to conspire. We all in this moment have something that we've been suffering from, but we have 2 choices of how we're going to see it. We can see it through the lens of fear, or we can see it through the lens of hope and optimism and a belief system beyond our wildest dreams.
So whenever we recognize and witness that we're stuck in a fear-based story, or we are replaying or repurposing a fear-based story and recycling that story and engaging our friends in that story and putting that story out into the world or overthinking that story, that is a sure sign that we are relying on our own strength. That is a sure sign that we have disconnected from the presence of our power. That is a sure sign that we have disconnected from the connection that we have to a spirit or an entity beyond our physical sight. And so the first step to come back home is through prayer. A Course in Miracles teaches that prayer is the medium of miracles. So remember that moment when I sat down with my husband at our gluten-free dinner and I said, I pray for creative solutions. And everything reorganized once I opened the door with prayer. So when you witness that you are in the presence of fear and that you are relying on your own strength, you can open up to a strength far greater than yours with very simple words. Thank you for showing me creative solutions beyond my physical sight. Show me what you got. Simple words, simple prayers. A prayer like I surrender. That's enough to open that invisible door. But through the experience of prayer, we surrender what we think we know. Now, this is the next step. The secret to prayer is to forget what you think you need. The secret to that prayer in my home with my husband was that I let go of what I thought we needed. The apartment in New York City that was going to have a good school system that we were going to move into immediately and dwell in for the decades to come. The moment I let that go, I allowed what the universe had in store for me. I allowed something far better, far greater, far grander, far more appropriate for where we are in our lives today, and far less expensive, let me tell you. And so, opening up to creative solutions, opening up to those creative solutions through surrender, through prayer, and recognizing that when we're praying for what we think we need, we are blocking our intuitive power.
Let's just take a quick break to talk about how I can help you more with manifesting. If you're enjoying this video and you want to take your manifestations to the absolute next level, click the link in the description below and get my 2 free manifesting meditations. These are my absolute best manifesting meditations. I'm literally giving them to you for free. Click the link in my description.
And on my knees, I read that passage. There is a way of living in the world that is not here, though it seems to be. You do not change appearance, but you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene and your eyes are soft. And all I could think is, I want that. I need that. How do I get there? How do I get there? I stayed committed to that path. I stayed committed to that desire. And I came to learn that you don't actually get there. I came to learn that I already was there. I came to learn through the journey that I had set myself off on, the journey and the openness and the willingness to receive spiritual guidance and receive good, orderly direction. I came to understand that all I had to do was not get anywhere, but instead simply release the blocks to the presence of the awesomeness and love that was already within me. And so I set myself off on a radical journey inward. And that's what I've been doing for the past decade. One of the issues I was coming up against was this issue of I need to have a baby at this time, right? Or it needs to be in this way, and it has to happen before the book comes out, so the book can be there and everything can be the way I want it to be. But that control and that manipulation was in the way of God's plan. That control and that manipulation was in the way of God's plan. And so here I was, and I had no choice but to offer it up and give it over, but most importantly, to turn over the time and turn over the outcome. I found that the simplest way to turn over the outcome was to focus on what was thriving in my life, rather than focusing on what I thought I needed, focusing on what I already had. So rather than being like, I'm left out, I don't have a child, I'm not in the same place as my friends, I started focusing on, I have an amazing husband who shows up for me, who loves me. I have an opportunity to get grounded in this relationship as we build a business together. I have a beautiful, beautiful, divine, holy relationship that I want to put my love, my intention, and my energy into. I have friendships that are thriving. I have a business and a career that is booming. And I got a book baby that's coming out soon. So I started to focus on what I had thriving in my life, and in the focusing of the thriving, I released and I let go of that outcome and that need to get somewhere, and I was very happy right here. And that's the simplest way to get into the now, is to just focus on what you do got. Focus on what is in front of you. Focus on what is working, and let go of time and let go of outcomes. And then there's the pusher. The pusher is the person who believes that if I don't make it happen, it will never happen. Pushers in the house? Yeah. If I'm not forcing it into being, then it will not be. This is the opposite of a super attractor energy. This is an energy that is forceful, that is pushy, that is frantic, that is chaotic, that's probably making lots of mistakes and forcing and trying to make it happen. And also, this is an energy of someone who feels very alone because they don't recognize that there is support around them and they don't allow that support into their life. And I know this intimately because I am a former pusher. Not anymore. That first step is the willingness, the recognition that in this darkness, I am not happy. This is not where I want to be. Recognizing that this darkness is actually the catalyst for your greatest light, and being willing to see it differently. Choosing in any given moment, I'm willing to see my addiction differently. I'm willing to see my drama with my relationship differently. I'm willing to see the wreckage from my past differently. That moment of willingness opens that invisible door, and it invites in that spirit to say, yes, show me something new. Being that willing place also requires our capacity to be that non-judgmental witness, to be able to witness on a moment-to-moment basis when we're out. So I know the difference between what it feels like to be out of alignment with love and to be living in love. When I'm out, I'm not breathing, I'm tired, I'm judgmental, I'm talking about myself a hell of a lot. When I'm out, I'm really ballsy and fiery, and I'm just like, smoky, and I'm a little bit feisty, and it's draining, and I feel depleted, and I often get sick. I usually start to feel like I'm catching a cold when I'm out of alignment. When I'm in alignment with my truth, I'm breathing, I'm speaking slowly. It doesn't matter what I'm saying, I am experiencing and expressing the truth of who I am. The words come to me naturally, and nothing really matters. I'm not swayed. I'm in faith, I'm trusting, and I'm knowing. So know the difference between what it's like to be out and what it's like to be in. And then when you're in that space of witnessing, witness your energy, witness your thoughts, and witness your words all throughout the day. And when you witness yourself out of alignment with that truth, say that silent prayer, I'm willing to see this differently.
I want you to recognize that the universe is constantly in the support of not just the visions that you want to create and the manifestations that you want to bring into your life, but the universe is supporting your healing, your growth, your inner light. And so I pray for all of you to start to welcome that presence of an energy beyond your own and connect to the parts of you that feel lost and feel scared and feel afraid, and to give yourself permission to be unapologetic about what you desire and to make your greatest desire to feel good. To feel good, because when you feel good, everything can unfold naturally.
This journey inward is a daily gig. This is a moment-to-moment gig. Not just this one part of my day that is dedicated to my spiritual practice. It is the spiritual life I choose to live. And the moment-to-moment commitment that I will make so that I can release all the wreckage from my past, forgive myself, forgive the stories, and come back home. And that freedom from the bondage of those stories is the most miraculous thing you could possibly imagine. And my hope is that many of you have had moments of connection to that freedom, and hopefully many of you are starting to dwell in that freedom.
If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.